So we're currently waiting for my hard drive to load. Because if the hard drive doesn't load, we're not going to get any instrument. Or if the hard drive doesn't load, we're not going to get any orchestra hits, which is the basis for all the new music. I'm unemployed, so I'm currently trying to find a new job, so I have no money for anything. But I really do need equipment, so it's really frustrating. But when I initially bought equipment about 4 years ago, I bought just like an audio interface and a mic stand. I didn't even buy a mic stand. When I initially bought, why isn't this working? I think my creativity has always been part of my kind of self-worth and sort of self-perception, if that makes sense.
But I think eventually it led me to photography, and then I went to college to study that, which I was and still am very passionate about.
And then kind of by the time I got to my third year, I think I was kind of thinking about like other things I wanted to do creatively, but I hadn't kind of pursued, and I think music was kind of nagging at me. And by this point I was like really into pop music. And also I felt with music, I could always dissect what I liked about a song. Like I love the beat, or I love, you know, this chord progression, or I like, you know, the way the vocals are produced. Like it wasn't just a case of, I like that song. So I kind of felt like I actually quite know a lot about the structure of it. So maybe I'd be actually good at like having a go at myself, because I noticed as a photographer I did portraiture and I did stuff like that, but I always was taking self-portraits of myself. No, I think it's me again. So I was like, well, if I become a pop artist, then it's grand, then I can kind of do that and people won't be like, it's you again, Luke. I went on a night out and I like slipped and broke my foot, so then I was in a cast for like 3 months, and I kind of just said, well, this is a good opportunity. I basically spent 3 months in a cast writing and producing songs, or attempting to, and that became kind of the first EP. I don't need love, I have life. I don't need trust, just glorify. Here is my physicality. The narrative with a lot of queer artists is this whole, I'm coming out and I'm so free now, where no one actually talks about the actual, like, the bread and butter issues when it comes to being, you know, a gay man. So the first body of work was very much like that. My whole thing was like, let's write about average gay life, but have this weird kind of 80s synth pop sort of sound. I'm not as stupid as you think. There's nothing wrong with me. What you gonna do when the night is over? Your love is rough. What you gonna do when the night is over? I've had enough. Partly because I didn't understand production well enough, and it was easier to make stuff that sounded a bit more simplistic than it was to make more complicated pop music. So that was kind of the main hook. This body of work, which I'm working on at the moment, is much more inspired by like just loads of different things. Like I've been trying to do stuff that sounds kind of like the Backstreet Boys and Britney, and then I'm trying to do stuff that sounds a bit like 90s Janet. A lot of 90s pop music has this kind of like record scratch, and I couldn't find any samples, so I just got my voice and then just threw it through a thing, and it was like... So what I'll do is I'll start with like chords. At the moment I learned what chords were the end of last year, so I knew what chords were, but I knew how to actually like use them. I just was like, what? I just go like 3 notes beforehand, write down like, okay, this goes to that, and that goes to this, and that goes to that. And it's actually opened my mind so much, and it makes more sense now when I'm writing songs. So I wanted it to be, I love all those Britney songs around the turn of the millennium where they're just like so much orchestrates, like orchestrates out your ears. The whole EP kind of has tons of orchestrates on it now. But this is the kind of build up. And then, but it's like so many layers to do one thing. And that's the waka 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 bit. Sometimes I'll have the lyrics written down and then I'll fit the melody around the words, or I'll just sing like a sim and be like shabba-dooba-doo over the beat, and then afterwards I have to think of words. I could work both ways. It can be, sometimes you get really interesting melodies by not having words, but then it's really hard to write lyrics around them, or sometimes you'll have really interesting lyrics but it's really hard to write an interesting melody around them. So I think it's really funny sometimes because I do everything that sometimes I'll have the artwork done before I've even any lyrics written. So like it always works, but it never works in the right order. Like I've already got like, I have this book of like all the designs for the next stuff. I don't know if you can see that.
No, you're not. I'll follow you.
Yeah. For this project I'm working on at the moment, I want to maybe do something where I have almost like a visual body of work to kind of go with it. So it's like this sort of like EP, maybe 7 songs, and then like maybe 3 or 4 music videos, and a really good artwork for the visuals. And then I'd love to put together like this show where it's like an audio visual experience and maybe like have music performed on it and stuff. Being a visual artist and a musical artist is rewarding in a lot of ways because A, you've got complete control over everything you make visually to go with it. So that means I don't have to like trust someone with making me an album artwork or taking my photos, because I know if I'm not happy I can do it again because it's me doing it. B, it's economical. It means I don't, because I know as someone that does stuff for other people, I know what things cost and things can be expensive. Like at the moment I'm really into sort of this kind of 90s vibe. These are all CDs. I scanned for references for visuals for what I think could look like at the end. So this is the prototype going forward for the next era. These are khaki trousers, if you can't tell.
No.
This is a stage setup for a potential show. I drew this while I was in the SDI clinic and checked. Routine checkup, get rejection letters, and something go through, then something else doesn't go through, just a nightmare. Photographs and little merch stand and a stage, and then I might project the videos on a loop.
And when do you want that to be?
So maybe June. I'm thinking to hopefully get first single out. If you're an LGBT artist, it's easier to put things out in June because it's more you're more trendy to be kind of cold about it. Top of me to the ground. I'm gonna put on lip balm, but I'll wait. This is the song I really want to release first. It's not, I haven't retouched it in a couple of months, but I just really like the production. I really have to kind of fix the melody and stuff, so it's kind of like... Sorry. See, I love if I was doing it live to be like on the stage. So that's what I want the lead single. If I had a budget, that'd be the lead single, but I'd rather kind of put something out that's much better than what I've done before, let a bit of momentum build, and then put out a good single and have a bit of momentum, hopefully. That's called Can't Get Hold of You. And it's about getting hold of adulthood. It's about kind of like, I've nearly turned a corner and become an adult. Oh no, I haven't, I'm unemployed again. Or, oh my God, I'm moving out. No, I'm not, I'm stuck at home. Oh, I didn't get my driving test. Oh, I've got 5 interviews. It's all about that. It's about trying to get hold of sort of this adult kind of dream you've been promised. You know, like it's like trying to get hold of that, you know, rite of passage of moving on into adulthood and not getting there because of outside factors. So that's what the song's about, but it's done in like a Britney song. It's kind of like overprotected for the 2020s, for the Irish millennial. We're back for the ad-libs. I can go.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, that's how they do it in slow motion.
I wish I could like show you this way.
Yeah.
But when your hands are like there, it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
And if you move,
I find it's not. Because I'm sitting in the one spot. I'm trying to do it on my face and.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There's a glitch in my timeline, and now I can't progress. Throw me a lifeline, I haven't even started yet. Don't talk me down with comparison, 'cause time is relative. We're cursed by circumstance, and we all have our regrets,
Hello, I have a proposition for you. Would you like to make a cameo appearance in the next PureGrand vid?
Basically, I'm doing a video for my new single on Saturday. I'm just doing a very simple video for it, but so basically I'm doing like a parody of like the workplace. It's mainly a kind of based on my experiences in a lot of other kind of awful jobs over the years, and how like I feel like the workplace has gotten very Americanized. It's very, you're working for work's sake, you're not working for like, you're not working to live essentially, and it's like just become like this really kind of fake toxic atmosphere, and we're obsessed with all these like bonding exercises and things like that rather than actually making, you know, somewhere to work like a nice place and stuff. Because it's going to be a video, basically it's just me at a computer for the whole video, but I'm going to just be like getting really stressed and trying to get deadlines done and stuff done, and it's going to be done like kind of this Windows 95 interface, but it'll be very kind of modern ideas. But for one of the segments I want like to do a parody like a Zoom call, and I want like loads of other colleagues up on the Zoom call, like 9 other people, to just kind of be like being like real kind of over the exaggerated people. Like I want like a Karen, and I want like, you know, someone who's like a big Mua influencer kind of person or something like that. So I'm putting the word out to people to see would they like to maybe send in like a little short video of them on like their webcam, kind of in like kind of a funny dress, kind of putting on a bit of persona, and then I'm going to add it into the video.
Talk shit for fucking 7 minutes.
Hi Luke, how's it going? She got the 150 like this. So if you'd be interested in doing that, I need it before Saturday, that's the only thing. So if you're too busy, that's alright, no problemo. But I'll explain what I want you to do, because there's certain reactions and stuff I want to get. But if you'd like to take part, or if you have any idea for someone you'd like to play in that video, let me know.
Why'd you give me such a fright? My body's punching up tight. You know this isn't my night. Why do you give me such a fright? Why'd you give me such a fright? My body's punching up tight. You know this isn't my night. Why do you give me such a fright? Don't judge me, I'm already judging myself. Don't push me, cause I'm on the edge of my shell. Never been afraid of sharing all my feelings. Now they're out of my hands, they've lost all meaning.
Like the 80s are like peak of pop music, then you've got like the turn of the millennium, you've got like the start of the 10s, like late like 2009, that's another really good time for pop music.
It's like very Gaga.
And that's when I was like 13, 14, so that's when it's all like, that's just, like I knew everything in the top 40 then. Like now I look at the top 10, I'm like, it's like somebody feat someone, you know, the algorithm made someone up.
Another one of these, because I feel like I went on a tangent. And I want a more structured video. I have a little stand on my new phone, which means I can do this. I could be an influencer. Do you know, I always think that I would have been a pretty good YouTuber in like 2012. I'm 25 next week.
You look so much better than your pictures. Falling for you quicker.
So I'm doing this to try and document pictures coming out. I feel it's a bit late in the game because it's already been sent for distribution, and I probably should document the whole process. But I was doing bits for other people, and I just was completely burnt out by Christmas. I like hadn't had time for myself. Hi everyone. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a bandana, which is the motif I'm using for my next single. The next single is called Pictures. Hey. It is a week to release from tomorrow. So I'm putting the pre-save up tomorrow for Pictures. And like, I can't say I'm excited. I'm getting into my kind of usual state of mind, which is like disappointed and not really that happy with the end result, and kind of just not thinking about it because that might upset me too much, which I'm sure people think is really silly, because I think people just think I kind of make these things and just are like, that's nice, and move on. But I do spend a lot of time
believe it or not, making music.
It's coming out next Friday, the 16th of April. You can pre-save it now. I think I can put a pre-save in a bio. I don't know. This is not Instagram.
I did send it around to different mixers and I don't think they did a bad job. I think it's partly due to the fact that I think my production, like the stems I gave them, weren't maybe up to scratch.
Get on that pre-save or just, keep following the PureGrand TikTok extravaganza.
I just decided to do it myself.
That's all for now.
I think I now have a lot more money to do things because I have a job, but I don't have as much time. I think half the battle is actually enthusiasm and someone who wants to help you and can bring something and kind of clicks with what your vision is. And I think I'm really struggling with that, particularly in Ireland. And I hate saying that because there's a lot of talented people in Ireland, but I do think some people don't have the right idea about pop. I want to try and do something new. I know that sounds mad because I'm making stuff that sounds really old, but I'm trying to think outside the box and try and make something that's not on every Spotify playlist, if that makes sense.
You look so much better than your pictures, so much so that I'm falling for you quicker. Cause every time I fall, I always come crashing. So for once, hold the phone, cause I know that it's flashing.
Hello, lad. Excuse me, lady.
You were doing
Right, washing your
Oh, did you?
I did.
What?
I'm trying to put a background, hold on. I got it.
How are you now?
Nothing to see here.
The
Is there a
paparazzi.
torch on that camera?
Yeah, there's a light.
Oh my god, I thought it was just Night Chat Plus.
No.
So hi guys, we're on set. Hi MTV. The new PureGrand single. It's called No More Dance Floor. It's coming out when we're able to dance again.
Which is in a month.
A month's
Hopefully.
time. 22nd of October, watch out.
Basically the song's about how there's nowhere to dance anymore because all the clubs are gone and being bought and made hotels and all that sort of stuff. My original vision for the video was it was going to be like a Top of the Pops kind of CD UK sort of performance. So it was literally, I was going to light the warehouse it's kind of like a TV set, and now Eleanor's going to shoot me just performing the song the whole way through, lip sync live, if that makes sense. And then I kind of thought, well, I wanted to actually be about what the song's about a bit. So I was thinking what we can do is at kind of the bridge, I want someone to come in and start almost looking around as if it's real estate. Basically, it's the club is being sold off to become a hotel or something like that. But I want someone to play the real estate-y person to come in and be like, oh, what's this? And I also think it'd be funny if they're to pick me up while I'm singing the song. So it's I'm physically being repossessed along with everything else.
It's Nicki Minaj.
I close my eyes and I'm dancing on the platform. I'm in disguise, but I know that you know. I guess I really believe everything was what it seemed to be. Now it's all done. No more cold word, no more rock and roll, no more dance floor. No more dance floor. No more dance floor.
Who's that? Go away. Annoying me in my photo shoot. Oh, very stressful trying to photograph yourself because you're constantly trying to get in the way of everything. Trying not to get in the way of everything. And doing a lot of running into shots. I really should have a remote. That's probably that would have helped me a lot at this stage. But what can you do? So we just done the... How many done that? 21 photos. Oh, fair amount on the 35. And now I'm doing a 120 moment. Just so we have a bit of variety. It's a bit higher quality as well. So. It's going well. We're currently. This is in true spirit of the album. I've had to redo my photo shoot, so we're currently doing week 2 of the Fall Starts photo shoot
For the album?
for the album. in my bedroom. I have a timer over there, the camera. Eleanor's very kindly offered to stand in to model for me. But yeah, it's all set up here, and we're doing the self timer, and I'm running to shot to do, which is how I normally would normally photograph something, and it's all on film. To be, true to the spirit of the album, also because I feel like it's an occasion, you should shoot it on film, so and a challenge. So the lyrics are all very kind of personal about sort of being kind of trapped and stunted as an adult and not trying to kind of like beating yourself up about not being able to progress and stuff. So I wanted to kind of explore that through a kind of a sort of manic escapist world. So it's kind of being done through this world of sort of millennium pop, and that's what kind of production sounds kind of like late 90s, early 2000s. And then for the artwork, I wanted to kind of mirror that, but also mirror kind of the sort of escapism of what I was doing. So it's like I am embodying the pop star. I'm playing the pop star, but I'm stuck in my house. So that's basically what we're trying to like. Everything is like lit very very dramatically, and I'm in an outfit and stuff, but I think what I'm doing and my setting is very much based on sort of what I'm talking about. So it's kind of like a bit like kind of Alice in Wonderland energy, it's kind of a psychological exploration of what you're doing through this weird kind of world. So we're in a new house to where we were 2 years ago, because things have changed an awful lot in the time being. So I've been fortunate enough to finally have a job, which was what I was singing about for the whole album. And I've been able to move in with friends, which is amazing. And I was worried making the album that a lot of the themes would then be kind of lies. But I still think a lot of it rings true, because I think now it's a case of you either can have all the time to do the things you want, and but none of the money or the kind of independence. Whereas now I feel like I have a bit more of that, but I have less sort of time, or it's like harder to kind of progress with actually the things you want to do, which is why the album's like taken as long as it has.
So it's February 2022. I'm back at home in my old bedroom because I'm cat sitting for the weekend, but I'm also using this opportunity to have a bit of time alone to finish the album. So I'm bullying myself to get the whole thing done this weekend. I'm treating it like an essay that I have due imminently. When you think about how people normally do an album, they'll go in and they'll just like, have sessions where they like get all the songs recorded, and then they, producer comes in, and then the mixer comes in, the master comes in, it's all done. Whereas I think with me, it's been such a journey of like recording it that it's like some vocal takes on the album are from like late 2019, and then some of them are from like today, and it's just even some songs have vocal takes that are like months apart within them. So I just think it's nice that the album has this sort of it's all encapsulated in it as like kind of a patchwork of how long it took. I don't have any expectation anymore. I think when I started, I had all these ideas of grandeur about how it was going to be or do, but I think as successive singles have come out, I think my expectations have been more managed, which is not a bad thing, I don't think, and it's not a self-pitying thing either. I think it's given me the kind of kick to keep trying and to learn, and I think with every single I've gotten a lot better, and the production's gotten tighter, and the vocals have gotten better. I've accepted that it's going to be a bit amateurish. It is amateurish. I'm not claiming to be a professional. But I feel like though we live in a time where people, that's not kind of like, I think one of my biggest influences is always kind of, the sort of post-punk, new wave, new romantic, early synth era of kind of the late 70s, early 80s. And I think a lot of the musicians that came up around them, a lot of the pop singers, were very DIY and just sort of having a go at it and seeing, if it worked or not. And I think that's kind of my ethos. And I feel like these days everyone expects perfection. And therefore, even if something is a really good song, or maybe it's got like really interesting production, or it's really original, if the vocal's a bit wobbly or the mix is a bit muddy, or whatever, it's not considered, because it's not reaching the sort of algorithmic heights of the more polished stuff.
but, you know, also the more uniform stuff, I'd argue. I think I've learned that doing everything by yourself is ridiculous. I know I brand myself and being I do everything myself, but it actually is the bane of my existence and that. So I think next time round I will have definitely more work, maybe with some of the mixing and maybe some work more with the visuals and things like that. I think for me what matters more is people liking what I have to say and do as opposed to just people liking me for anything. So that doesn't mean I get jealous, and that doesn't mean I kind of resent when other people do well. I refuse to be like, you know, I'm just happy for everyone. I support all the other artists because I do, but then I also want to kill everyone sometimes as well. I mean, I'm just happy to kind of get it out and done, because I have lots of ideas about what I want to do next, both musically and in my own kind of visual stuff. And this project is holding it all up because it's taken so long. So I'm just going to put it out, and, you know, if people like it, they like it. I don't think it's going to do much. Not that I expect it to do much. If people like it, they like it, and I'm happy in myself that I've managed to start what I finished, and I think it'll give me, like, it'll be a tick off the list that it's done, you know.
I want you more than I can say, but you keep on walking the other way, and when we're finally on the same page, I see you slipping, you keep on slipping away. Can't get hold of you, can't get hold of you, can't get hold of you, can't get hold of you. You look so much better, cause I won't catch it, so much so that I'm falling for you. Cause I can't hack it, don't, cause every time I fall